On tap, Wookey Jack.
Better Beer Authority, Better Beer.
Hi, this is Richard Hartogs, and this is your Better Beer Authority. Today we're going to review for the first time ever in 12-ounce 4-pack bottles, Wookey Jack, Black IPA from Firestone Walker. Firestone Walker, out of Paso Robles, California, brewed its first small batch of beer in 1996 and has now become one of the most recognizable craft breweries in the world. As a GABF Gold Medal winner for Black Ales in 2012 and 2013, Wookey Jack was available in only 22-ounce bombers and kegs. This is the first release in 4-pack 12-ounce bottles, making the 8.3% ABV and 80 IBU beer more manageable on a single serving. Let the blind taste test begin. We're doing this episode a little differently. There's only 2 panelists. It got Dave and Andrew. The rest of the crew is on vacation, and Brian just had his second child, so we're
Congrats, Brian.
Congrats.
Cheers.
We're proud of you. So we're a little thin, so we're going to do a more casual blind taste test. So Andrew, what do you think?
I think we are drinking a Black IPA. It hits you right away with hops. I mean, it obviously, as soon as you look at it, I mean, it's a nice pitch black beer. When we started, it had about maybe half of a finger of kind of a light khaki kind of head to it, but it's kind of since gone away with drinking it. The aroma right away is hops, citrusy hops, what we kind of picked up. But I mean, everything, the more I drink it, the more it is a, Black IPA style, for sure.
Awesome. Dave, it is a Black IPA. There's no secret
I know, right?
there. Tell me, aside from hops, what other flavors are you pulling from that?
I mean, Andrew mentioned it. You can definitely get some citrus on the nose. I mean, as soon as I drink it, though, I mean, I can definitely pick up that roasty character from the malt. So, and combine that with, the hops, it's very bitter, but it's not unpleasant. And I think that's the problem that I have with Black IPAs. It's like, sometimes they're like, hey, we want to make sure that this is a Black IPA, so let's load it with more hops than really should be in there, and then it's a nasty beer. And it's well balanced. I'm enjoying it. And I think one of the things that I really like about this, it does not overstay on your tongue. And I've mentioned this many times. I hate that. And
I was about to say that because
I hate it. But this doesn't do that. It's just like, okay, I'm done. I'm out of your tongue, and then I have to take another sip, and then it just kind of stays there again, and then just kind of dissipates. So I was going to say that.
Okay.
One thing that I've enjoyed about this too is mouthfeel, and that's something that I almost never discuss on camera. But are you
too embarrassed to talk about mouthfeel?
No, there's a few things that I think, and maybe this might be something that a lot of people might disagree with me, but there's a few things about beer that I really don't care much about. Like, I'm not going to be discussing head, for example. I might say, oh look, it has a head, now it's gone. Simple as that. And mouthfeel, it's one of those other things where I'm like, who gives a shit? It's gonna go down and down to your gullet in like a second anyways, unless I'm sitting there and just holding it in my mouth for God knows how long.
Right.
Don't make any.
No,
okay.
you know what I find with mouthfeel, it's hard to describe if it's a really good mouthfeel, because it's just a pleasantness there. And now if there's something that's kind of sharp, if it's tingly, or something just kind of, you can tell if it's over oxidized sometimes. Yeah. But if it's usually a lot of good beers like this, there's not much to say because the mouthfeel is just how it should be. Andrew, give me a rating, and then tell me what you think the IBUs are.
Okay, rating-wise, I've been thinking I wanted to give this, like, Black IPA is not necessarily a style you have too often. I was going in, starting off with an 8. I got to give this a 9. I actually, the more I have it, the more, I really like it because it's not taxing on your palate. You can sit here and enjoy it. I could have this. I could have another glass, and you're not, it's not wearing you out. IBU-wise, I'm probably going to say somewhere in the 60 range.
Okay. Dave, why don't you tell us what you think the ABV is and your rating?
And let me start with rating. I'm going to give this an 8. It's a very well-made beer. I enjoy it a lot. And I could definitely recommend this to somebody and say, hey, this is a really good example of a black IPA. The only issue I have with it, I'm wanting to get a little bit more flavor out of this other than the roastiness and hops. You know, I'm expecting
But that's
something.
a black IPA. That's what you're going to get out of it.
Well, let's say if I have a regular IPA, I can get different taste profiles out of it. I can get,
Sure.
passion fruit. I can get bunch of tropical fruits or flowers or whatever, this is like, hey, this is it. For the style, maybe yes, and that's probably the reason why I'm not, going crazy and finding every single black IPA that is in the market out there. This, though, I mean, for what it is, I'm going to go ahead and give it an 8. ABV-wise, it's a tough one because I'm not really feeling loopy, but then that might be because I'm such a freaking alcoholic. I'm just kidding. But, no, we're not alcoholics, guys.
Well,
So,
the more you drink craft beer, your palate becomes a little more tolerant, not only of hops, but some of the booziness that comes.
So yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and say this is probably in the 7 to 8% range.
Okay.
So
Well, why don't, since you're right next to the mystery box, why don't you pull it and do the reveal. There you go.
Nice.
that's what I thought it was. I was
Awesome.
like, this has to be Wookey Jack.
Now-
I don't know why I didn't even think of
Now,
that.
here's one of the reasons why I chose it is A,
It's an awesome beer.
it's a great beer. B, it's the first release we're getting of it in 12-ounce bottle, 4-packs.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm about to say,
Because
because normally
it's
we
bombers.
would have had them in the bombers.
Now, the third reason, actually, this should be the first version. Firestone Walker is very good about bottle dating,
Ooh.
and we have trouble getting Firestone Walker in Northern Virginia fresh. It's usually at least 5-6 weeks before we get it. This was from July 31st of this year, so we got it about 2.5 weeks out. So it's about as fresh of bottles from Firestone Walker that we could get.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
So, so it's either this or choosing a malt liquor. So it was a tough choice. So,
good choice. Much appreciated.
So this is a black rye IPA. It's 8% alcohol. Good job. I think it's either 8.3% in 80 IBU or 83 IBU and 8%.
right around that same. Okay.
It says 8.3 alcohol.
Okay, so then it's 80 IBU.
Okay.
So, do you think the rye adds anything? Like maybe the mouthfeel more of anything?
It could. I mean, normally with rye, I get a little bit of a spice characteristic, where I mean, it's kind of a not a hot spice, but there's just something else that adds to it on the tongue, and it could be there. I mean, I think going in automatically realizing it was a black IPA. That's kind of what I focused on, and those were really the the roastiness from the malts and the hops itself were really what were more pronounced.
I think that what I mentioned, that tingliness on the mouthfeel, I think that's probably from the rye.
Could be.
It just gets there, and I didn't want to say spicy because again, it's just really washed out after a while. So, but it was probably from the rye.
It adds a little to the mouthfeel.
Yeah.
I have an off-the-wall question, if you guys could answer it quickly. So there's not a lot, but there's been a few barrel-aged IPAs and double IPAs. But I haven't seen a black IPA. On the drive over here, I was like, I wonder how this one would be if it was aged in bourbon. What do you guys think?
I'd be intrigued to try it. I mean, because bourbon barrel aged beers, I mean, a lot of that you typically do get with, the darker beers, the stouts and porters and whatnot. So to maybe take it with a black IPA, wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, Firestone does a lot of barrel aging too, so
The roasted malts will probably play better with the bourbon.
I mentioned that there was an additional layer of flavor that I was looking for.
Yeah.
So maybe having a bourbon barrel aged is probably going to add that additional.
hops, roastiness, vanilla.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
That added flavor you can get from the bourbon.
I'm not throwing out a suggestion, but it just kind of struck me that it would be cool.
I think it's a great idea.
Cool. All right, well, this has kind of been fun with the two of you. It has been fun, hasn't it, with you guys. So Firestone Walker gets an 8.5 on the BBA scale. Let us know what you think, what your favorite black IPAs are. I'm Richard Hartogs, and this is the Better Beer Authority.
Better Beer Authority.